Hello, I'm Lisa Reid of the Cartus Supply Chain Management team, and I'm so glad that you could join us for this instalment of Cartus on the Ground. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Stuart McAllister from Relocation. Stuart will talk on several subjects important to people moving to the Czech Republic.
The stock of housing is generally very good. Obviously, the proximity to international schools, particularly the most popular international schools, tends to be the vital factor in terms of availability. Closer to the international schools, particularly the most popular ones, will mean that there is a limited stock of properties available. If you're willing to travel a little bit further away, if you're willing to accept more of a commute, then not only is the quality of properties still just as good, but you might find that you either can get a property for a lower amount of money, or that you'll get more property for your money. There are even specific housing developments that have been made in the vicinity of international schools. Actually, in one particular case, in conjunction with the International School of Prague, 150 properties have been built. They're all family houses. They're modern, so therefore they tend to be relatively small. For those properties, you'd be looking at between €2,500 and €3,500 for a 4-bedroom property. That's excluding utilities. If you're looking for a downtown property, so an apartment, let's say a 2-bedroom apartment, then I think a fair standard range would be from €1,500 to €2,500 per month, again, depending on quality, location, floor within the building, and so on. The market is primarily focused on long-term rentals, and then the tourist trade. Obviously, Prague is has a very strong market for tourism. So the properties that are available are only for short-term rent are only focused on 4 or 5 days. So there is a key, quite a hole in the market when it comes to temporary stays of 1 to 6 months. There are apartment hotels available, and they are of a very good quality, but obviously the price for those properties ranging from 50, absolute bare minimum of €50 per night, upwards to sky's the limit. And obviously where you have a large project with several people being relocated at one time, it can be quite a challenge for the company to find economical housing for a short period of time. The two most popular schools are the International School of Prague, which has a capacity of 750 children. That's currently experiencing some wait lists, and depending on the year, there are serious issues with placing children. The other school with similar issues, as I think in many capital cities, is the French school. It's relatively small, but also very popular. Both cities, I'm happy to say, have international schools. The biggest challenge, I would say, is the stock of expatriate standard housing. There certainly is going to be a requirement to manage expectations with assignees relocating to those locations. Obviously, you can get a lot more for your budget, but let's say style and quality of build will not be as high as you would typically expect in Prague, and in many cases landlords have bought the properties with the intention to let them and then ultimately move back into the properties once they've recovered some of their investment. I think the main critical factor would have to be the language. To have an expectation that you're going to master the Czech language during a 2-year assignment is is quite unlikely. What I'm happy to say is that Czech people love it when expatriates at least try to speak a few words, and making the effort to actually learn a few words of Czech will certainly put you in good stead with your colleagues and the friends that you make there in the Czech Republic. I would say if you're going to live downtown, this is an extremely old city. Driving around the city is extremely difficult. Parking is difficult, verging on impossible from time to time, and we would highly recommend that unless you absolutely need one, don't even have a car and just use the excellent public transport system. You know, I can only tell you that expatriate families just love to take in the sights and just the feel of the place. Beyond that, it's still a very affordable place to live. Certainly, in terms of restaurants, bars, to a certain degree, even shopping, you can certainly get your life in a very affordable terms in Prague, and in other cities, you know, beyond Prague, the cost of living is even lower. Beyond that, I think Czech Republic's just beautifully centrally located. It's public transport and flight access is very, very good, and as a jump-off point to explore the whole of Europe, Prague's as good a place as any.
I hope that you enjoyed this look into a move to Czech Republic. Thanks to Stuart for sharing his insights with us. Some of the key points that he discussed were housing, education, and language. If you would like additional information about the Czech Republic, please send us an email. We'd love to speak to you. For Cartus Supply Chain Management, I'm Lisa Reed.